University of Washington Bothell's MFA program in creative writing and poetics. And we're really grateful to them for the support. And thank you so much to Ristretto Roasters for hosting the space. And thank you to Jane, Travis, and Michael, who have traveled from afar to read with us. And thanks to Dana for co-organizing. I'm going to just read the author bios, and then that's just the order that we're going to go in, and then we'll get started. Woogee Bae is an I'm going to do the awkward thing of introducing myself. Woogee Bae is an MFA candidate in poetry at the University of Washington Bothell. Her works can be found online and in print in PQ, PeachMath, Small Portions, and elsewhere. So I'm Woogee Bae. Thanks all for coming, and thank you again to Ristretto and to Chelsea Grimmer, who is recording tonight. I'm just going to read a few poems from a project that I'm working on about mung beans. I found out, I was thinking a lot about bruises, and then realized that in Korean, or knew in Korean that the word for bruise is mung, and then started trying to find like the different definitions of mung, and thinking about how to articulate kind of memories or events that I don't want to articulate or couldn't articulate, and trying to find different language for it. So they're all titled mung. Mung, M-U-N-G. At the smallest center, mashed formless, it took some time to heal. Some of this happens in red and flowers, a tunnel station in blood and lore. Spare $2 for cinnamon, emptied your pocket, you rummaged the bag or purse, or dribble in throat. Was it your love in place of heat or syrup on the lip? From where a stomach grumbles, spoke affection and hunger. Had you pinched and chewed, the pigeons flown to the balcony full of shit and rice, plate set next to metal, writes about weather, have you? Have you eaten, you asked, which I mistook for anger but grief. Poke those ribs, the corpse, not mine, in your mouth already. Have you turned over from the pounding that made your flesh so tender? I found in mutter a blunted cry, the quickness in which you stood, brushed oil to your skin, ground and spit the curd to gently nest in spoon. Have you tried the salt and grain? Have you slept and washed? Mung, M-O-N-G, articulation of bark, another call to love. Image when they tenderize the meat, image pulling apart the limbs, image slow and slow, image wrapped in foil, image stirring occasionally, image salt to taste. Ate the fatty portion, tasted of dog, teams full and dripping, palm against checker pressed, tasted memory drawn from blue, redrawn address, muzzle, torn, sewn, tasted crooked the spine, served dinner to friend, was there help, did you gnaw the bone, tasted warm from pressure, wrapped in flesh, tasted sharp in that hand who cut the treat and asked for more. At the corner, then a hole, was stained and flaked, was not blood but pepper, was canned and stoned, was streaked on white, was ingredients cataloged, water, salt, sugar, carpet, shrimp, pulp, fist. Was your back hunched in a red bin in which you bathed the mung? Image from the sprout soaked in water, image beneath the skin, image fried and stirred, image on high heat, image to bark, image of bruise. It was only the carcass on your bed outlining your body, legs snipped when you carried the muzzle over your head. Speak and bark, bark English and weep, hear what you tried to do. Fill your mouth with sticks, reduce to a simmer, coat the dent in your gum. When watching the crowd gather to eat you, submerged in sauce, when your hair on my plate, blanket the rice, you in the yard, ticks on your cheek, the pleasure of licking, smoothness of stalk, your tolerance of pain. Image the dog woofing in broth, what kind of dog becoming? Made to strangle from the inside, bursting, saw shimmer and lit, food deprived for days, that runs through the skin, as I noticed before reading. where the entrails dumped, where twisted and split, the parts couldn't be chewed, where crumbs smeared over open, scampered your torn, what left, particulate, was compressed. And how easily you pulled, replaced limb with limb, minced your name and mine. Have you eaten the kibble over tablecloth? Have you eaten the shame of dog? Still, I remember coarseness, spoke of silence bent. What tickled ear, alerted machine. After morning is sleep. After sleep, we're at the base. From age loosened, counting days. This image and there, placed opposite. Around which walls cornered, encrusted, slept, woven in fingers. Mung over breakage, holes crawled into, body at rest. They tortured and lashed, all that we could see between, sloping culture to slit such metal on occasion somewhere. Image by name tagged as mum and field fenced, in copper in a dish blade, the taste soft, flaked at the chin, ate the bloom, arched purple, thawed in a bowl and then. Mung, M-E-O-N-G. A fatal transition knows about the body. Well, could you speak, and would I know it? Would I call your love inadequate had I known, or remembered the still pain of soft stone? Would I mimic your speech, perfect the strain, and turned at the tension in your breath? You know you would carry this even now. One day I ripped the drawing, you said, what bad luck to run paper underwater, to fold it against the edge and soak the body. Some things we couldn't mend. We huddled on the mattress, then we were free. I make a map of our memories, always they take me to this. Some date and year, while we dreamt of paper roofs and coffee, awoke to carry you here. I think of the measurements of the bed, its limitations. How many bodies can it fit before it collapses? To think of splinter, to be held and covered, to imagine a timeline in which we share a meal, build a townhouse with open walls, to paint the door yellow and call from upstairs. I would ask for another scoop. You would empty the rice maker. I think, how does a body show love when it is bruised? How can you hold me before you have eaten? All we do is tremble. I write you some poems you could never read. Am I to say your name, that your face, in a box of silver, peridot, ends of war, coins exchanged for pencils, tarts, memories of broom, several times wound, severed, still when you laughed? What it meant to be ordinary if kept in containers, works of travel between firm and gravel, throttled there where we were, drawn curtains, pancake batter, door chain. The times the roofs burned down, rationed affection, we took our servings of someone's pity, that which appeared whole. Shapes of tenderness, images of your body in landfill, a fallen shoe, images of your body on plates, burial grounds, the dogs come to mangle, wherever the lesion, how many times you stood, the woken hours, what is seen as waste, your empty gut, garliced hands, the foulness of speech. Mung, M-U-N-G, crumble of skin, pluck and boil. Several enter closest to bone. I check off the items embedded in body. Pulse, a carrot, touch, fragrance-free lotion, piano chords, bacterial flow, warm bread, text message, expanded cotton, spider web, right side of bed, left side of pillow, bristles, blood. The terms expectant, fangs shown for air, the mercy of outsiders after we lowered on knee, lower than begging, we were told to meet with care. Prayers for food, shelter, body, compacted with nothing. All the many held, arrived in wash. It was the bone that kept us awake. Next to refuse, a grief, wilted the song, some apples and grass. Nothing but the filling uncooked to your mouth, as cradled to warmth under layers of jar. Determined by some record of worth, I could give you such. Here, silk and brine. In another birth, which body I rinsed with yours. Mourned in weeks, years suspended and feared. Not in this time before a timer set, sliver of film to your tongue. If I described you a dog ate the seed or the fool, I'd watch your arm extend to touch it. Everything packaged and pleased, recirculated things. They asked about weight, the impact of metal, what kept us there, what led us directionless, why did you say no? On the other side of attachment, neither phone call nor shame, momentarily settled landmass and memory, Sunday night, the aftermath of cleanup. I found a label in the cabinet, begged and you promised, no matter the sickness that left your stomach pitted. Notes on Mung. A bark, bruise, bare. Mung in place of an image that tugs. If I rewrite the word, turn Mung on its head, remember the taste of a peach for eating, remember its sweetness. To spoil, ruin, mangle, damage what is done. This we could not dispose. Mung into skin, tangled its meaning. I found variations to lessen the print. What other image recollected to split memory, smooth its seams? How else would language protect, or all the times asleep could we have predicted the terror? In the aftermath, increased friction, methods of extraction, proceeded to grate the word until it formed mounds, pointed to Gauss and outward, there was the gutter. I wanted something else for you, to gather new flowers, but I kept picking the same. If Mung degrades, is immortalized, if events start to haze, if home is fluctuation and emergent. At the center where you're standing, where all the objects collide, perhaps this constant movement carries your fractures, could help you shoulder the weight. Mung, a noun, a verb, your distance and nearness, this timeline in gaps. Mung under surface, puddles of water, all the rest, all the remains. I swallowed in hopes you'd live, swallowed the guilt that remedies the world. Thank you.